Hello again. This is Mario Lewis, vocalist, producer. Here again, sharing another plugin with you. This one's called Track Spacer from Waves Factory. And so basically this one here cuts out frequencies in order to make space for other instruments. So you can have a really busy mix and you need to create some space, and you create that space with this plugin, right? By dialing in settings, and I'll show it to you right now. So basically you put it on your track, right, where you want to create that space and have it side chained, right, to, we'll say for example in this case, a vocal, right? So you have, this is the plugin here, okay, if you can see here. So you have here the amount, of how much of that space you want to create within your track to let, well, for example, like I'm doing now, is I'm doing a vocal, right? And so this is the amount. Personally, I wouldn't recommend using this on a whole, how can I say, a full track where things are really busy, because like if you do use it, I'm saying is it would be best to not use it too much, because this is a plugin that cuts out frequencies to create space for another instrument. So you have to be very, you have to know what's going on, right? You have to know very well what's going on in your mix and what's being cut, right? And it works best when you do it to another track, like you will say, for example, if a synthesizer and a vocal are, we'll say, interfering with each other, the vocal's not able to cut through the mix because of a particular synthesizer is too loud, or they're on the same frequency. In this case, frequencies, of course, we're talking about. Then you wanna you might use it more than you would on a whole track with a bunch of like a bus track with many tracks on it, because you have to think that it's, of course, cutting out frequencies, and it might quiet certain sounds or cut out certain sounds that you want them to be cutting through the mix and not being unnoticeable. So having said that, you want to be able to determine, and using your critical listening, how much music you want on behind, we'll say, like in the case of your vocals, you want to be able to know how much of that music you want in the back. You don't want it to sound like the music is too far back. And of course, the opposite extreme would be that you don't want it to sound like the music is too close either, or else your vocals will sound like they're drowning in the mix. So this is where your critical listening comes in. You have to decide, and of course what you do want is you want your vocals to obviously be noticeable, at the same time your music not being too far back. Okay, so this is where this knob right here comes into play. Okay, so how the amount, of course. And what's great about this plugin is it also provides you with a low cut filter and a high cut filter, to let some of that sound through as well. So that's really great, right? But again, you can still push it too hard, and again, that might not work well for you. Okay, so keeping that in mind, so we have here our this example here. I do have it on a track, a full track, where the track spacer, I inserted it in, and then we sidechain to, of course, the vocal, which is in bus 1. Okay, so with that said, if we just take a look here, we'll just press play and see the plugin work.
Hey, hey, mambo, mambo italiano. Hey, mambo, mambo italiano. Go, go, Joe, mambo italiano.
Okay, so we see there what's going on is obvious, right? The side chaining has brought in the track that we want to cut through, so we're creating space for that track, right? So again, this here, you can increase the amount or lower the amount. And again, it's important to remember, I would go more towards lowering it and being very, I would say, careful in how much you do it, because like I said before, you're cutting out frequencies, so you want to listen in really well, monitor that really well. So again, this is how it works. We just sidechain the voice into the track, and because the voice being that of which we want to cut through, that's what we're creating space for, like I said before. Okay, so this is basically it, and this is what you would use in order to create space on a track. Again, I wouldn't use it too much. You know, it does give clarity to instruments, of course it does. Creating space makes your voice or instruments sit into the mix nicer, right? And basically that's it. And this is a wonderful plugin. It's very innovative, and I use it on my vocals to give vocals more, to sit in the mix better, to give them more clarity and all that, like I said before. So I highly recommend this plugin. It's great. It's wonderful. I think Isotope Ozone, also I think in their Neutron 4, they have something similar to this as well. Of course, in their own kind of plugin user interface, right, that they have. But they have something similar to this as well. You don't always have to use this kind of plugin to create space. Of course, you might know that. But again, great to have in your plugin toolbox. I highly recommend it. And again, it's from Waves Factory, a track spacer. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that, and hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now. Ciao.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe for future video updates. Or you can leave a comment below. Thanks and cheers.